All right, hello everybody, and welcome once again to Oberon's Outlook on the Emotional Exchanges. I'm Oberon, and I'm part of TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon, and Banshee, who has her own weekly show, which is about material matters. But I am here to give the scoop on what's going on in our emotional lives this week. And I do it by a reading for the elemental signs of the zodiac. So I do them air, fire, water, and earth signs. And I ask three musical or perhaps just emotional type questions. What is the actual emotional feeling or essence that is coming to you at this time? Why is it important for you to understand or acknowledge it or see it? And three, the third card, is where is it leading to? I follow, and I do that with the Modern Love Tarot. There it is there. It's a beautiful deck by Ethany with art by Lucy Morningstar. That's, of course, a modern take on love and romance. But the reading is not purely about romance, although romantic implications can be covered here. So we'll see how that goes. I also use a wonderful affirmation oracle called the Universal Love Oracle set by Tony Carmine Salerno. And this is to kind of give us an afterthought or maybe an essence or feeling we want to incorporate. An affirmation. It's not exactly shadow work, but it could be similar if you do that. Anyway, here we go. So we're working with the air signs, and of course, air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And as I mentioned, we are going to ask the basic question first, which is, what is that emotional energy or situation that is coming to the air signs? All right. Knight of Wands. So it looks like something kind of really bold and charismatic is coming towards you. I don't know how to put it any better than that. The Knight of Wands is not necessarily romantic, but it's definitely about friendships and bravery and harmony and growth. It could be networking. It could just be loyalty between people. It has a big impact on feeling like things get done and feeling like you can trust certain people to do that. So having this card for the air signs, it's like a fire magnetic semi-transformative energy. And so I think it's kind of good for the fire signs to feel that there's something like this happening for them. Maybe it means a person like that is coming into your life, or maybe it means you're elevating yourself to move into other people's lives, perhaps. So why is this important? Well, I sort of just said why I thought it was important, but it's important because the reversed Two of Cups. It's important because maybe you haven't always been able to find a certain harmony or level of trust in some of your relationships, and maybe we're talking about your more meaningful, possibly primary relationships. So maybe this is saying that in fact, indeed, somebody or something or some energy is coming to you or coming out of you in a way that maybe is asking you to change that perception there, that maybe you've been having a perception that, you're not meant to have good, enduring, relationships of various types. On the other hand, there's always that possibility that this is saying, watch out for this situation, that maybe it could actually erode or break your heart or your trust in those kind of persons. But I don't think so. That's not what I'm feeling there. So where is it actually leading to? And it's leading to the world, but the world is reversed. And I think this is saying that maybe we are coming to the idea that sometimes we have to accept that as human beings, none of us are perfect. and that those who we love or have strong emotional relationships, maybe they part ways with us, or maybe we have misunderstandings that result in this disharmony. Maybe we put too much trust in people that we should, take a slower time to do that. And so the world, maybe where this leads to, says we still have another chance to work on achieving that idea about a level of perfection or level of completion, especially where it concerns our romantic issues. So it's a perfect time for me, I guess, to follow up with what I said was the affirmation coming from the Universal Love Oracle deck. I'll just show that here then. And I love this Oracle deck. I've been using it for a little while now with the current setup here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. As you can see, I have the cards here. I know my camera sort of gives more headspace there. I do have a big head sometimes. I just wanted you to focus on the pretty bright red hat I'm wearing. Okay, so let me focus for you air signs to give you a worthwhile affirmation. And here we go. And your affirmation is birth. Isn't that pretty? Birth. A deeper spiritual understanding is emerging within you. Through this, you will give birth to an idea or project that is dear to you. Be joyous in the knowing that this is a direct result of your efforts. The seeds you planted in seasons past have germinated and will soon bloom. Enjoy the birth of this beautiful and abundant phase. Remember to give thanks for the blessing you are about to receive. And I like that. I think this is saying that maybe what we're going through here is really just a part of a birthing pain, maybe in forging ahead, moving perhaps from some relationships that maybe we are moving away from for various reasons. They're old, or they don't mean as much, or maybe those bonds of love and harmony have dissipated for some reason. We've moved across the continent from each other, or people have passed on, or other things have happened. But I think we need to remember the energy of always having that chance at redoing things, at finding the perfection, the completion that we haven't quite achieved in these relationships. And so that's where I think our birth affirmation comes in. All right, air signs. So now we are on the fire signs. And the fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This one is for you. That one card did not want to stay there. I'm going to force it back in. I know which card it was, so if it shows up, I guess it really was meant to. But I love this deck. I love the gold gilt on the sides and the backing. It's pretty easy to shuffle. And I believe Ethany has designed at least one other tarot or oracle set. I'm not familiar with it right off of the top of my head. Maybe I'll find that information by the time I release this video. I'm recording it about a day ahead. Okay, fire signs. What is the emotional essence, happiness, or possible thing coming to you? Oh, it's the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, in this context, I think this is saying you're taking time to really consider how happy you are, focusing on your own things, on your household, your own projects, your sense of what you're trying to grow and create. So it's a beautiful card. This is what's coming to you maybe is some time, some motivation, some ability to put yourself more into something you maybe love as much or not more than the most important relationships in your life, and that's how you live. So why is this important? Oh my goodness, it's another queen. It's the Queen of Swords. And she too is upright. And I think she's important because this is probably saying you have to make this decision to focus here over other things that maybe are around you right now. And that some will feel, oh, you're being harsh, you're sort of cutting us out of your life, or you're making a decision that hurts us or takes you away from us. But it really is about maybe the emotional situation you've been going through, that this really is your time, fire signs, to work on yourself, heal yourself, or focus on your growth. You know, fire signs, this is a fantastic time for growth for you. You know, you just got through a major fire sign season, the sign of Aries. So, and in a sense, you know, this is your opposite, Libra, Queen of Swords. This is kind of the opposite of the dark twin of the fire sign energy of Aries. I said that twice. I'm sorry, I'm kind of losing my way here. But this is important because it's time for you to take that back for yourself, no matter what anyone thinks. Where is it leading to? The reverse Two of Wands. You're going to change some plans. It may be that this idea about how you focus on yourself, your home, your life, whatever that is for you, fire signs, through this tribulation of deciding you have to do this, that it's important, you may be changing some plans. You may be actually a very dramatic refocus away from what you thought was going to be to what you now realize must be. And a lot of that is kind of, balancing forces and energies that maybe you've lost a little bit of control of. So it is important where it's where it's leading to. So now I would like to, in fact, see what your special affirmation should be then, fire signs, to help you. So going back to the Universal Love Oracle set. Relationship. Oh, I wonder where this is going. I sort of know. I've been telling the fire signs they have to focus on what is the really key, most important thing right now, and I guess this is telling us what it is. Relationship. Are you struggling to find a truly loving and meaningful relationship? If so, then look at the relationship you have with yourself. Our external relationships simply mirror the relationship we have with ourselves. What is lacking in your relationship with others is often lacking in your relationship with you. Learn to truly love yourself. This is vital. If you are to give true meaning to your life, be loving and honest with yourself, and watch your relationship with others transform. And I think it's beautiful. It mostly, to me, indicates the overall reading, especially that first card, the idea of, this is time maybe to really learn and appreciate more about yourself, personal stuff, and that it is going to be maybe a tough decision. Things may change, but focus on yourself, fire signs. Okay, so now we're going to move to the water signs. And the water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, and they already tend to be pretty filled with emotional lives, sometimes turbulent. You noticed I used a kind of different colored version of one of our backgrounds for the emotional display that I felt it kind of throws into things. So far, so good. I mean, things are mostly what I see happening. You know, we've moved into Mercury retrograde, so we can expect a lot of things about how we communicate, especially strong feelings, strong relationships, are possibly, you know, subject to have misinterpretations or questions about them that need clarity. Water signs. What is coming to you? What is the emotional happiness or situation that may be coming to you? Oh, it's nice. It's the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles says you are able to connect some dots. This week, some energy seems to suggest to you that you understand what's important in your life and the work that you can do towards that or with that. And so this could be about partnerships, but this could also be about what you have really learned, especially emotionally. And I think what it says is you've learned who really appreciates you, who understands you, who's with you all the way. You know, there's sort of like a celebratory attitude here. There's some cupcakes and, or maybe it's ice cream and things to drink, you know. Looks like booze. I don't know much about booze since I don't drink booze, but I think it's a real happy kind of feeling. I like the ambiguity overall of the card, the couple expressed, etc. The idea of the little, you know, atoms or whatever those are, neutrons, electrons. Ooh, it's all really cosmic in its own way. So this is what's coming to you, this sense of really a sense of unity, of motion that's well portrayed, that is regulating and earning some sense of the rewards because of this process. So why is this important? As if I just didn't tell you. Well, it's important because, bam, the High Priestess, and she's upright. Maybe it's important, water signs, because we're also having deeper understandings. It's not just the understandings of how our hearts are working maybe on the more mundane level, you know, coupling, working together as teams, whatever that is, but also there's maybe a deeper significance that we need to also understand that it's not just any relationship, no matter how deep and loving it may look or how functionally well-being as a team related to a work concept is, there's something still deeper going there. And water signs, maybe you're better poised to understand that. I mean, these kind of things happen in everybody's lives, but maybe right now there's a reason why you guys, the water signs, are understanding this or need to be understanding more. So where does it ultimately lead to? Oh, another queen, only it's in this reading, not in like the last reading, but it's the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, and she's upright, and va va voom, she's very dynamic looking there. And that's the Queen of Wands, sort of radiating super power, super energy. She looks like the strongest woman in the universe there. Well, maybe not really, but I think the idea here is that water signs are going to realize something deeper about themselves that maybe empowers them and makes them even more dramatic, as if some water signs could ever find an end to their drama. But gee, that's like all three of us. Anyway, I think this is very clearly saying there's some sort of field to rise to, a need to be charismatic and to maybe lead the way in certain regards that maybe the water signs are just going to really focus on being leader types in a certain process, especially when it involves this concept of possible teamwork or high and well-functioning relationships. So you don't really need an affirmation. I'm just going to move on. No, I'm kidding. I am going to give you the affirmation from the universal love. Let's take a look at that. And I think I'm just going to pick one blindly out of here rather than my whole cut thing. Let's just do that. Bam. Oh, you got the same one again as somebody else. You got birth. Well, that's interesting. I guess it's apropos. I'm going to read it. So once again, birth, a deeper spiritual understanding. Well, that's what the high priestess was. Is emerging within you. Through this, you will give birth to an idea or projects or a project that is dear to you. Rejoice in the knowing that this is a direct result of your efforts. The seeds you planted in seasons past have germinated and will soon bloom. Enjoy the birth of this beautiful and abundant phase. Remember to give thanks to the blessing you are about to receive. So Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, I'd say it probably is the astrology right now. However it's affecting you, it seems to indicate that you're taking a deep dive about your emotional relationships on all levels, perhaps not just, romantic or primary ones, but maybe with parents that you have work to do. Wherever you seem to have work to do in a relationship of some sort, you are about to really focus there and have great energies that you can, commingle. So yay team water. All right. So now we are on our last element of the zodiac. And that, of course, is the earth signs. Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So this one's for you. Asking the same general questions. What's coming towards you in emotions? Why it's important? Where is it leading to? What's coming towards earth signs? Seven of Wands reversed. Emotionally speaking, earth signs may be ready to give up or to admit that they can't stay in the game anymore with a particular relationship or a particular situation. It may be that there are just, conflicting attitudes between people and situations, and you don't feel there's a purpose in trying to achieve the better role you have been trying to achieve. So you may be giving up, or you may be realizing that you're outclassed or outmatched in terms of resolvedness. I could think of where this could be people who are not in relationships but maybe are competing for the same person in a relationship, or situations like that. I mean, it could also be involving in the workplace or in other places where people maybe are competing for something that has an emotional value, a promotion. Well, it has more value than just that, hopefully, but, or placement or an acknowledgement of some sort. So this feels like, you're not achieving what you want, and maybe you're just ready to let it go. Why is that important? And it's the Three of Pentacles reversed. So it's important because maybe you feel you're letting down a team here, or you're letting down other people. If it's a relationship, possibly one with children or other interested parties, maybe you feel that it's important because you're letting down somebody. But it could also mean too that there's a sense seen. So I am wondering if this is less emotional relationships per se and more about work relationships or enterprise partnerships, because of course it is Pentacles, and a lot of times the Three of Pentacles talks about leadership roles, but also people learning their value or their routines, routinizing their teamwork together, things like that. And so there could be the sense that, if there's some sort of partnership that relies on every cog or wheel working correctly or expediently or whatever that is, I say that a lot, somebody, maybe it's you or somebody else, doesn't feel they belong there or that they're appreciated enough or that they're working well. And that may cause a problem. That may gum up the works. But I digress. That's why it's important in and of itself. So where does it lead to? It's the star reverse. So earth signs, clearly you get the bummer reading emotionally here, because where it's leading to is maybe a loss of belief, faith, hope, trust, etc. in whatever this is, whether it's a relationship that's floundering on any level, romantic, otherwise, or people relationship involved around a project or a team effort, or a relationship that's more professional, work-wise, church worship-wise, whatever that is. Something is just making the earth signs cringe a little bit, feel like they can't work with these people or with this situation or something like that. And so we're possibly losing hope here. And it may be there's no affirmation to help you, earth signs, but we're going to try anyways. We're going to try to see what can possibly, uplift or give, something helpful to the earth signs. So back to the universal love. Boy, holy tamale, earth signs. This one does not look very good. So I wonder what's going on. Let's see if we can get something helping. Oh my, it's nice. Answered prayer. Answered prayer. The universe has heard your call for assistance. Your prayers will soon be answered. Expect a pleasant surprise within the next few weeks. Continue to trust and pray, for the universe is listening, and it always answers when called. And I really hope that's true. I like that. It does seem like the earth signs got the short end of the emotional outlay this week. And I don't know, like I said, if that's because of a particular astrological thing. We've gone through an eclipse. We've gone into the season of Taurus, which is an earth sign. I'm not enough of an astrologer to understand that, so I'm just going to let that go. But I do think that earth signs really need to work through their relationships. There may be things where people, are feeling they haven't been answered. Maybe that's the trick of the answered prayers, to really remember to try to give everybody the same feelings of worthiness in these relationships, and to let, hope kind of be obvious in a way. So I want to leave it at that and hope the best for the earth signs and all the signs of the zodiac. I want to thank you so much for coming to my emotional exchanges. Don't remember, tomorrow is happy hour, so if you really need to get happy, it's a live experience. We just read one card that we pull at random for each person, giving a divine, positive, uplifting message. No general questions are asked at that time. But also on Sunday is Banshees, Material Matters, which we're live in the chat room on that one, but it is pre-recorded, and we just talk about stuff that I talked about, but in terms of your material matters. Later on Sunday from 2 to 4 is our fabulous live stream. It's quite busy these days, so if you really want a chance at reading, you probably should be there early. And by the way, happy hour is at 10 a.m. if I didn't say that. We had talked about scheduling it later, but it is tomorrow, Saturday, the 22nd at 10 a.m. So that's it for the emotional exchanges, everybody. And thank you for watching. This is Oberon signing out.